It always begins in silence. Not a dramatic moment, not a sudden explosion. Just a quiet shift in the air that no one notices but you. You're 7 years old, standing in a room that feels colder than it should, staring into the eyes of a parent who isn't fully there anymore. Maybe it's addiction pulling them away. Maybe it's anger burning through them. Or maybe it's the empty stare of someone too exhausted, too broken to show up as the person you needed. And without anyone saying a word, something ancient clicks inside you. A tiny voice whispers, "If I don't hold everything together, no one will." That is the moment the child inside you begins to disappear. Not on the outside, you still smile, still go to school, still do your chores, but on the inside, something retreats, something shuts down to survive. You start reading the room before you speak. You grow quieter, lighter, easier, hoping your softness will keep the house from cracking. And strangely, the world rewards you. You're so mature, you're so strong, you're so well behaved. No one ever asks, but at what cost? This is the hidden grief of the child who grows up too fast. And the truth is, its impact does not fade with time. It follows you into adulthood, into your relationships, your ambitions, your sense of worth, because what shaped you then still shapes you now. Psychologists call this parentification, when a child becomes the emotional caretaker of the adults around them. You become the peacekeeper, the protector, the quiet observer who knows how to hold the tension in a room better than any grown-up. But this is more than unhealthy. It rewires your nervous system. When a child is forced to manage emotions, both theirs and everyone else's, the brain adapts through hypervigilance. You become someone who is always scanning for danger, always preparing for something to go wrong. Chaos feels familiar. Calm feels suspicious. And love becomes something you must earn through performance. Your own needs shrink. The needs of others become urgent. And slowly the real you slips into the background. In your place grows a version of you that looks impressive to everyone else. The good child, the quiet achiever, the emotionally stable friend, the person who never asks for anything. You wear this identity so convincingly that even you start to believe it. But deep inside, something aches. Something small and fragile calls out softly. Why didn't anyone protect me? As you grow older, these wounds evolve into patterns that confuse even you. You may become fiercely independent, not out of strength, but out of fear that needing someone will make everything fall apart. You may push people away the moment they get too close, because closeness feels like a risk. You may feel strangely numb in moments of joy, because joy was never safe for you. You may overwork, overachieve, overperform, because productivity became the only way you ever felt worthy. Worst of all, you might not realize any of this is happening, because when dysfunction becomes your normal, you mistake survival for personality. You start to believe stillness is dangerous, peace is suspicious, love is conditional. This is the internal landscape of someone who had to grow up before they were ready. And you may wonder, why would a child ever take on that role? Because children will do anything for attachment, even abandon themselves. A child would rather lose authenticity than lose connection, would rather silence their needs than risk losing love. That isn't weakness. That is instinct. That is survival. But here is the tragedy. What once saved you eventually imprisons you. Many of us walk around as high-functioning adults, but underneath the surface is a neglected inner child still pulling the strings. We work too hard to earn love. We stay silent to avoid abandonment. We take care of everyone else, but secretly wish someone just once would notice that we're tired. We fantasize about the moment someone will finally say, "You don't have to be strong right now. You can fall apart. I'm here." That longing doesn't come from your adult self. It comes from the child who never got to be a child. And the first step toward healing isn't fixing anything. It's witnessing. Because until you acknowledge what happened, you'll keep telling yourself, "It wasn't that bad. Other people had it worse. I turned out fine." But fine is just another mask, and deep down you know it. So what becomes of that child later in life? They grow into adults who never feel safe, even in peaceful rooms. Adults who can't trust tenderness. Adults who give endlessly but cannot receive. Adults who apologize for crying, flinch at compliments, and confuse exhaustion with worthiness. This is the lifelong cost of growing up too soon. Because when your childhood teaches you to be strong, instead of soft, quiet, instead of honest, responsible, instead of real, your adulthood becomes a constant holding of breath, waiting for permission to finally rest. But here is the truth no one told you. No one is coming to rescue the child you buried. You are the one who must go back for them. You are the one who must say what no one else ever said. You didn't deserve that. You were just a child. You get to rest now. This is where shadow work begins. Not in pretending, not in bypassing pain, not in pushing yourself harder, but in turning toward the abandoned parts of yourself and saying, I see you, I hear you, and I'm not leaving. It's painful, it's heavy. It requires you to feel the grief you never had time, to feel the anger, the sorrow, the unmet needs, to mourn the birthdays where no one showed up, to grieve the innocence you lost while protecting people who should have protected you. But that grief is not a sign of breaking. It is a sign of melting, a sign of healing, because what once froze is finally thawing. And today you have a choice you never had as a child. You can choose gentleness. You can choose rest. You can choose to stop carrying emotions that never belonged to you. You can choose to come home to yourself. Healing will not happen overnight. There will be days you feel like that small child again, fragile, overwhelmed, wanting to be held. And that's not failure, that's the process. Let that child come home. Let them cry. Let them laugh. Let them finally be seen. You are not broken. You are becoming whole. And for the first time in your life, you are finally growing up. The right way, not through pressure, not through fear, but through truth. You may not have had a childhood, but you still have a future. And this time, you get to write it.